This corridor probably has lost as many as 200,000 solid, good paying jobs since then.
What is it that you remember about, specifically about that night when the riot started? What do you remember?
Oh my God, I was teaching school. I was a school teacher over in the North Lawndale community, teaching at Central Park and Ogden. But the kids had been unsettled for days.
When the riots came down, the burning and the damage and the looting came down the street.
People would just join in.
What did it look like afterwards? And you woke up the next morning, what was...
It was horrible. But in the 30, from the 3800 block on Madison Street, it went west from there to around, it must have been around 4300 west. And there were a lot of buildings that were destroyed. Business people had obviously left and gone home some other place, but that's the most devastating part, was on Madison Street.
You could just see in the faces of some anger and frustration, and in the faces of others glee.
After the end, the police came. They really didn't want anybody on the street, didn't want anybody walking around because of all the stuff that was going on. And but as a result of that, we were really hit very hard on the west side.
How much of this you think is attributable to what happened 50 years ago?
Much of it, because what happened is that community groups and organizations struggled hard trying to rebuild.
You're already at a low ebb, and so you got to get from here to try to go back up the hill. It's tough, and so that is something that you don't forget. It's an indelible impression on your brain.
We've never had the level of social, economic will that it takes to rebuild communities like this one.
A lot of people are saying that, well, there are problems out there, and those problems are prohibitive problems with the drugs and the gangs and that kind of stuff. So people are a bit trepidatious about getting forthcoming with all the money that's needed to do these things. We stay on the west side of Chicago because we feel that we have an obligation to stay here, to take the abilities that we have, of course it's minuscule, to try and help bring about the change that we need to bring about.
We struggle, we work, we have hope, new generations emerge, but the community has pretty much remained the same.